Hello, my darlings, and welcome to A Witch Crafts and Chats. I'll be crafting some Samhain decor while we chat about critical thinking and independent thinking in witchcraft and why it's important for both your safety and originality as a witch. Let's do some magical crafting. This video is part of a critical THINKTOBER collaboration. Many of your favorite witchy content creators are making videos with their unique takes on this topic. You can check out all of the other videos by searching the hashtag THINKTOBER. I could do a whole series of videos on the importance of critical thinking in the craft. So this video is only going to focus on a few elements as we witchcraft and chat. My apologies if I tend to veer off topic and into the weeds as we discuss the importance of critical and independent thinking in witchcraft for developing confidence, overcoming fear, and for practicing safely. Information on witchcraft is everywhere: YouTube, TikTok, social media platforms. Witchcraft as a trend is becoming increasingly popular, and the marketplace is responding. There are more and more witchy content creators out there writing books, offering classes, courses, and certifications. There are thousands of witchy books available and a legion of online shops selling herbs, oils, tools, and more. I offer some of those things in my Etsy shop. And so the question becomes, how do you know who to trust? How do you know if you're reading a book written by a witch with years of experience, or a book written by an AI bot? How do you know if you're ordering a ritual oil made with magical care, or some cheap knockoff someone's created to make a buck? How do you know if the information in the witchy TikTok you just watched was written by a legitimate practitioner, or if it was one of 20 scripts generated in under 60 seconds by ChatGPT? As a spiritual seeker in the modern age, it's important to be discerning, to think critically, and to use your creativity, intuition, and independent thinking skills. Don't take anything at face value and question everything. I know that sounds exhausting. I don't scroll through Instagram or Pinterest to think critically. I go there to look at beautiful images, to see fun content, and to get inspired. And I go to TikTok to be entertained, and you probably do too. And so I would suggest that when you're consuming witchcraft content on social media, just keep in mind that it's primarily for entertainment and inspiration. And if something sparks an interest, make sure to look for other sources for confirmation. Critical thinking involves looking beyond the surface and questioning the validity of information, considering alternative viewpoints, and making well-informed decisions. For witches, this skill is indispensable. Consider the sources you get your information from. There's a lot of misinformation online. A Google search or a pretty graphic on Instagram or Pinterest is most likely filled with surface-level information, and it's not always accurate. Most of the pretty artwork and graphics that are shared online today were created from earlier graphics, handed down and recreated over and over. They've been watered down and changed until they have almost no meaning. If one person made an error upstream, so to say, then that error has been repeated and shared hundreds of thousands of times over the years. One of the most important pieces of advice I can give is to make sure your sources are ones you know, like, and trust. Whether it's someone who's done their research from multiple sources, or someone who has years of experience in whatever topic or discipline they're speaking about or writing about. If you have a magical question, be willing to search multiple sources before taking any answer at face value. When reading a magical book, consider the sources that the author is citing. Or if the book is a work of personal opinion, has the author clearly stated this at the outset? There's nothing wrong with a witch sharing their personal knowledge and opinions, as long as that is very clear. Look critically at any author or content creator and ask yourself what their point of view is. What experience are they bringing to what they're sharing? For example, there are plenty of witches who are exploring their own witchcraft journey and bringing their audience along to share what they learn as they learn it. And that's fine, as long as they don't make themselves out to be an expert. Conversely, there are witches with decades of experience who have a lot of wisdom to share, but who might have outdated views in some areas of their practice that you just don't resonate with. As you're researching your magical questions and interests, and as you find answers either online or in books, then take your critical thinking one step further. Ask yourself if the answer you've found is in alignment with your personal spiritual goals, your moral compass, or your opinions and intuition. And if not, you may wish to reject it, even though others believe it, because general consensus will only take you so far. Following along with general consensus is only the surface of a witchcraft practice. With study and reflection, you will very likely develop your own correspondences and practices that are deeply meaningful to you and that you find powerful and that work for you. Taking your knowledge and practice deeper requires reflection, introspection, and study if you wish to become a practitioner who stands fully in their own power confidently. It also takes practice and the confidence to try your own spells, to be willing to adapt something you've read about or seen online and create something truly powerful in your life, to think not only critically, but also independently, to listen to your own intuition and to stand in your power. Critical thinking and independent thinking can do wonders for your confidence. As I say in every single one of my spellcrafting videos, my tutorials should only be a starting point for you to develop your own craft. And that means that you should experiment with making your own magic, whether that means spell work, ritual, recipes, or any other aspect of the craft. Don't just copy the spell work you see online or in a book. That kind of witchcraft with no personalization or independent thought added is going to feel lackluster and will rarely give you the results you desire. Critical thinking can also keep you safe by stopping scammers and questionable groups and spiritual leaders from taking advantage of you. To be a witch is to be one of the cunning folk, to be clever and discerning, to be able to outwit those who would wish you ill or who would take advantage of you. It can be overwhelming coming into the craft as a seeker, with information everywhere. It all looks equally legitimate at first glance, and those who are looking to scam people in the spiritual community to make money know that they can take advantage of a percentage of the people seeking by offering spells, readings, or a spiritual path that they claim will solve your problems. Remember that if it sounds too good to be true, then it probably is. If someone offers to solve your problems with magic and tells you that you do not need to put any effort in, that is a scam. Be wary of people who claim to be an authority, who tell you you should do this or must do that. Be wary of people who speak in absolutes, using words like always or never, and whose teaching is black or white with no shades of gray. Be wary of spiritual leaders or groups that begin to feel like a cult, with dominant charismatic leaders or groups that demand obedience or adherence to their dogma. Individuality and independent thinking are a big reason that many witches explore alternate belief systems like paganism and witchcraft. Heathenry, paganism, witchcraft, and the occult provide a great deal of personal freedom when it comes to beliefs and practices. With no central religious authority dictating doctrine, we all have the ability to shape our beliefs based on our personal experiences and intuition. Witchcraft is a diverse and complex system that's been part of human history since before history has been recorded. From ancient Mesopotamia and indigenous cultures around the globe to modern witchcraft that's still evolving and developing today, it encompasses an impossibly wide range of traditions and rituals. Critical thinking can complement belief. It can help you navigate your craft, and it can keep you safe. Independent thinking can make you more confident in following your own path and finding and harnessing your personal power.